you don't have a tremendous amount of time, and I think we're going to want to take some questions from the audience. I imagine there are going to be a few. But we'll start off with just a couple of questions. Some of you have talked about helicopters, traditional helicopters. Some of you have talked about exciting new eVTOL technology. But regardless of which, it's still not that easy to fly around cities, and particularly in Asia. So what can we do, what can the industry do to actually make urban mobility accepted by cities in Asia? Why don't we start with Dave?
So can you hear me? Yeah. So I think I would say the two gentlemen to my left have actually started that already. The fact is I think today, the more that companies are out there flying the helicopters around the cities, they will pave the way for those of us in the future. So in the beginning, I know the routes that Pac Denon has done down in Jakarta. Ascend is starting to do stuff in Manila. So I would say you guys you're the forefront of what's going to take place, that has to take place before we move to more of the autonomous type of flying. So I would say companies like this are what we need, and they need to be out there flying as much as possible. And I would say that the audience, you need to take their flights and utilize their services.
Derek, go ahead.
Sure. I think just to add on, it's also about working very closely with cities as well as regulators to be able to open up the urban skies. And for that, I turn to our civil aviation colleagues to be able to make this a reality. I think some work and progress has been made with regulatory sandboxes to be able to allow for some of these small drones to fly here in Singapore. But going forward, how do we bring this to an enhanced category for passenger mobility? And I think that requires us to jointly work together to be able to understand this together, co-share the data, and to convince ourselves and for us as industry to convince you as well that this is safe, and for us to convince the public as well that you can